We're back. It's mom proof.
Mom proof.
Yes.
Triple-
the art of being
triple threat.
comfortable. Yeah. By this time it could be. The art of being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I don't know if that's going to last all that long because I'm trying to be comfortable because I've been really uncomfortable.
It's been like, I think you especially have some insight into parenting, like expectations that get rocked after they've left.
God, and isn't that just life? Our expectations get rocked. They just do. We think we have it. It's all laid out, ready to go. Look at, we're going to do this cool podcast. We're going to talk about sending our kids off to go to school. Then they're going to go off to school and everything's going to be great.
Nay.
Oh, shit. That not happen.
All for that say I. All for no say nay. Nay.
Okay, but seriously, the kids are off so that we can be, we can pat ourselves on the back. Let's celebrate small successes, as they say.
These are us clapping.
The kids are out the door. They are at college.
Would you say, though, that anybody this is up for anyone who to answer, that has gone as you expected? First, what did you visualize? And then what has transpired, do you think? Sandra? Because I feel like, not everybody. Your kid's the farthest, so maybe you
Oh, there. Good one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me, I think I was so caught up at first in like grieving, like of her leaving and what am I going to do? And, anyway, and once I went there with her and then I saw that she was, that she seemed to be in the place she wanted to be, right?
When you were at the university?
Yeah, I was at the university. And then when I came back, I think I did imagine her being happy there because she just had so much excitement about going to California, about being out in nature.
Who doesn't want to go to California?
Water, yeah.
At the beach, man.
I was a little worried about her calling too much or...
You guys were the ones who had really good parameters. You were talking about I was listening to this. This was on the last episode. If y'all are following along with us, I feel like this was one of the last ones we released. And Sandra said, and multiple times in other episodes, you would set up when you might talk. Y'all were going to say how often you want to talk.
Yeah.
And these are the dates we're going to see each other. And I realized, and I'm going to hold my story, that because we didn't have that expectation set, I was like, oh, snap, because it caused a little conflict. But go ahead, because you guys had that really great structure.
We did, but like we're saying, nothing ever works out the way, right?
You did.
But
so at first she right off the bat, she was not calling me, but she was texting, but she's a texter. But it was always like, I miss you. And then I didn't hear from her for a couple of days.
That's weird.
Well,
no,
but
it
I refrained from calling.
Or is it? Wait, didn't we just...
We want them to
Yes.
send them
Go.
off. Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
That's right.
So I did refrain. I did not call. I did not text her.
Actually,
I was like,
bravo.
as long as I'm not getting an emergency phone call, we're good. But I was like, even though I missed her, I just wanted to give her space and let her find her way, right?
Yeah.
And so then, she kept saying, I miss you. So I said, oh, look, it's Labor Day. I don't have anything going on. I'll come up. No, I'm busy.
Ooh, you got told, Mom.
I got told. And so I was like, okay,
You're coming anyway.
Next time.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
like next time. But
that's an episode in and of itself.
Yeah.
Now our kids are saying, no, thanks.
Wow.
Hey, can I come see you? I'm done. I'm kind of busy right now.
That's awesome.
You're thinking, what?
Actually,
What are you talking?
okay.
I birthed you.
Man,
I birthed you.
rejected.
Well, there was when we were moving in at college real quick, though, that was something that really stuck in my head because when we were moving the kids in, they had the doors wide open, right?
Oh.
Okay. So the next day we show up, we're not moving them in anymore. And guess what? The gates were closed. The doors were closed.
You needed an ID to swipe.
Myself and 5 other parents were sitting there and they were going, hey, the door's locked. They're not letting us in. And
Wow,
then
good.
I started
Dorm life.
laughing. I was like, your child has to come here and authorize you to come in. And we all looked at each other and just started laughing.
That
This is
control
what we've
of
come to.
The power has shifted.
We have handed over. We've handed it over.
So that's
What do
really
they call that?
the passing of the baton.
Maybe,
Or what
but
is it
not
called?
exactly, but something like that. I'm going to look it up and come back.
I know,
to it.
Sandra.
But the
what is it
shifting of
called?
power.
Shifting
that's
of
right.
power.
No, we've passed it over.
Let's not bring that up. There's been a lot of hype in the news about that. Well, I think that that's a beautiful time to talk about more the way they're actually stepping into the expectations that they might have had, which is that separation, right? It's hard not to sabotage that. We too have not. Actually, I have done a good job of not reaching out to her first. My husband tends to think that he should, and I love it. This is their relationship. Put a little bit, one little text a day, and sometimes just surprising call. And I said, dude, I think it's amazing. Y'all do that thing. And for us, for me and her, it hasn't been as much. Like it's just every couple of days, maybe like, yo, what's up? Or funny meme or something from TikTok. What about you? Like, are you? You spend a lot of time with Avery.
I am really listening to y'all. This is active listening.
It
drives Eric crazy. I'm just listening. I'll say something.
No, but
give
the
me
question
a
is,
second.
I think your experience has been different.
My
this first
experience
week.
has been different, and what's really cool though is as I listen to both of you talk about your experience, you're figuring out what's right for you. I mean, we want to talk about what the rules are, and I think to share with other parents and say, as long as your kids are communicating, and
that feels good
for us as moms. We're moving on too. We're figuring out our new feelings, and I don't think there's anything that's really wrong with. Okay, not calling. I mean, someone might say, I don't have a calendar of when I'm going to call, or I'm going to call her once a day or once a week.
Did y'all have a calendar?
Or like the dating rules, man. You don't call.
Oh, yeah. Don't you call.
Don't text.
Don't look at
Is
it
that
right
working
away
out for them?
you looked at it.
I don't know.
Oh.
I heard those are bad advice.
But no, you have a point.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there's no rule book on necessarily what happens for us next either, which you've had 5 other opportunities.
This is crazy. I mean, seriously. I thought the way things were going to go down is I would get her moved in. That was great.
Yeah.
Then school started super. Then they did this whole rush thing.
That
which
was
put
fun
this
to
whole
watch.
Other element of stress on you. Got to what? Who wants you? Doesn't want you?
Rejection.
Girls are leaving crying, and she's like, I don't know if I'm going to get in. And here's me. Well, this is a lesson. Whatever. Not everybody wants to play with you on the playground, honey.
Gosh.
You got to learn. But then she doesn't go away because she's sick all the time. So I thought I was going to be running around my house naked. Not going to lie, I was pretty excited about that. But of course, I'm so grateful that
you got
she's
to,
right down the road.
That you got to be involved a little bit this week. Yeah.
And then going through the whole thing again as a single parent.
Yeah.
It was just so, it's kind of deafening because you put your kid in school, you want to talk about the experience that just happened, and you can't. They're just not that interested. So you're like, oh, okay, all right, keep moving on. That's what you have friends for too.
Yes.
Good friends. I mean, I do think, and we've talked about this before, how important it is for us to have our girlfriends right there. Hey, how you feeling? What are you doing? Check up on fellow moms, right?
And I think it's a good time for us to check like boundaries, check how we feel. I mean, like for myself, I just, I feel like I've grown just because I really did feel the pain. Like I really did. And even though it was so hard, I mean, I think it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do because we were so close, or we are so close, but the separation of having
physical separation
so far away. And then, I mean, I was talking to my therapist about this. I was like, she's like, how do you feel? And I was like, well,
what a therapist.
I know. That's very creative, by the way. I know. I'll have to borrow that.
I know.
Try it, Kathleen.
Not to put her down because I love all clinicians.
There's a reasons why she always asks me that because I'm not real.
You're a think.
Yes. So she's like, let's talk about your feelings.
Yeah, how do you feel?
So then I was telling her, I was like, I was like kind of, feeling bored, or like I was so used to being in this mom role, right, where my child would come home from school and she was very entertaining with everything she's telling me and wanting me to react. And then all of a sudden I don't have that anymore. And I started to find a certain peace because I wasn't getting this shot every day of, guess what happened, And even though I still have my son, but he's not like that.
Right.
He's the kid that comes in, goes to the refrigerator, heats up some food, and goes upstairs.
Oh.
He's not wanting me to.
That sounded so selfish that I was like, how weird is that?
No, I'm
You're
like,
allowed
he's
to be
10 or 11, and he's really got a nice vibe to him.
That's his thing. And so it's, and so I started to feel this internal peace, and it was kind of scary because I didn't know, it was like, am I scared of it because I feel lonely, or am I scared of it because I'm not used to it? And really, I'm just not used to it. And so she brought up to me, she's like, it's because you've always been on that mom mode. Yeah. And so it's like now I'm discovering myself in that, like, I'm enjoying the peace. I'm like, this isn't so bad.
So we've talked about this before, I feel. And when in a way, we've referred to how sitting still is so different when there's been change in your life and you're experiencing a new feeling or new vibe or whatever.
You have to feel it.
You have to feel it.
You have to sit in it.
And so I believe you just said you did it. Jamie, I know you did it, and with all yours, especially this one.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was not easy. And the first few days, I couldn't even go in a room. Not that I couldn't. I just chose not to because I knew the feelings were going to come. So I really kind of mapped out when I was going to sit down and feel what was going on. I think I just pushed it all aside. Yep. Thought, okay, I have something to do. We got a job to do. Got to get them moved in. And I didn't want to be that
doer mentality,
crying mom.
Yeah.
That sent her off. I mean, I raised a tough chick, girl, and we both totally melted. Couldn't help it. Best laid plan. For sure. Best laid plans. No, but it's,
I know, but that was a sweet melt. Like,
for sure.
Like, it wasn't ugly. Well, it was not ugly, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like the real moment of just your kid and you guys. I don't want to actually talk about it because it was so beautiful. I looked her in the eyes.
One thing that we're not, yes, you're good look in the eye thing.
What were you going to say?
I was going to go off topic because I've had to just help Eric buy a mom, and you guys are not having to deal with that. Oh, you probably are.
My kid has a girlfriend who's a senior, so yes, she turns 18 today. Shout out to his girlfriend. But I've had to do a lot of like prepping for this. I have his first girl for him to really care for and to get the right mums and so forth.
And I was just thinking I was really out of that.
I need
Texas
some guidance.
Yeah, okay, we can talk about that later. Because I think we're gonna have to actually even wrap up our episode.
No, that was so fun.
I know.
Okay.
We could keep talking. We have a few more minutes. We could do the infamous question.
Oh gosh. I don't know. We didn't come up with a question. Well, let's think of something that we've experienced over these last weeks as far as either a boundary or a mom mode. I don't know.
And put it in one word?
Ooh, like if there was a word to describe.
No, because it'll be illegal. I'll say not just it's not legal in Texas.
Okay.
Oh wow.
A little insight into Jamie's
I know.
personality. How about cool shoes? If we could be a shoe. I like your shoes.
You could be a shoe.
If you could be
Would it be a high heel, a bootie, a boot,
brand name,
a tennis shoe,
open toe, wedge?
Okay, what kind?
What would you be?
Well, I think I'm wearing it because I like an Egyptian style. What are these called?
You got me on that one.
I love
Kathleen.
the Egyptian style.
Okay, cool.
Comes around the ankle.
Yeah, got you. Okay.
And,
good one. So a sandal.
But sandal, Egyptian sandal, comfortable, wedge, and practical. That sounds so boring. I don't want to.
It does a little bit because I would be like super high thought. No, I'm kidding. No, I would do booties mid heel for sure.
Do
That's
like
my
booties,
standard.
That is
go-to.
your booties mid heel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the low heel slip on shoes.
Ooh.
See, now everyone's learned a little something about us. I don't know exactly what this has to do with parenting, but I think it's important information that we can share with our other friends so they know. Or your husband or your boyfriend.
That's right. That's right.
Eric,
now everybody knows what size shoe or what type of shoe.
That's right. Our birthdays are coming up.
That's right. Well, I think today was kind of fun to just recap because we've barely even seen each other too.
I know.
We're busy as ever. Moms are. So I think it's important.
Buzzy and busy.
Yeah, buzzy and busy and all of that. To take that time to sit in silence for a minute.
Appreciate how it feels. The difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about boundaries with your kids. Yes and no's.
Yes and no's.
What they can't. Yeah. We'll have to talk about that next episode.
Oh my gosh.
So until then, let's wrap with that.
Adios.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.